Hey, I'm Dane Holding of Planning and Analysis. Welcome back. This video is intended to help you better understand your Planning and Analysis Google Drive. This video has a couple of purposes. First, I want to show you how to access your Planning and Analysis Reports folder. Second, I want to show you a little bit about how it's organized. Finally, I want to show you how to share it with your colleagues so that they can get access to the files as well as we release them. So to start, every time we ever do any data release at Planning and Analysis, we will send you an email. That email will contain a link. Now, it doesn't matter what we're sending out, whether it's the historical enrollment report, the budget collab summary report, a configuration map. We will do our best to include the Planning and Analysis Reports folder link for your school in the email. Now, the simplest way to get there is just to click on the link. One of the first things we do when you become a school leader is share this file with you. If you need a moment to get a better sense of what your enrollment and school structure look like, you can take a moment and review some of the reports in this file. As always, there are a number of different reports. Some tutorials are included in our videos section, but if you ever have any questions at all, please feel free to reach out at projections@bostonpublicschools.org. This is what your Planning and Analysis folder should look like when you first get into it. The first thing that you should always do when you first get access to the Planning and Analysis reports is go up to where your school name is listed, click on it, and in the drop-down, there should be an option that says Add to Google Drive. Click on that to make sure that you have quick and easy access from your own Google Drive to these files. It doesn't show up here because I own this file, but it will show up for you. Remember, click Add to Google Drive to help bookmark it for later use. These files are organized by year. When trying to find a report, it's important to think about what year the data is relevant to. So let's think about a projections report. When we project a school, we are projecting the next year chronologically. Let's say it's the 18-19 school year, and we're forecasting the 19-20 school year. You should expect to find the projections report file in the 19-20 reports, not the 18-19 reports. Likewise, if you think about the historical enrollment report that's released in October, the data contained in that is relevant to the current school year. So you would expect to find it in the school year 18-19 reports. Finally, if you would like to share these files with up to 2 additional members of your staff, you may do so through this particular form. Every time we do a data release, we will be sure to release the link to this form with it. Additionally, you can find it located in the information section below. Now, what this does is it asks for some basic information, your email address and your school. The third question is very important. Because we want to maintain the security of these files, we have to make sure that the individual in question has permission from the school leader to access these files. Actually, filling out the form is fairly basic. All we need is a couple of basic facts. We don't need too much information. Just what their name is, what their BPS email is. Obviously, this is important so that we can share the files. What is the person's role within the school? The next question is a little bit different. Would you like to designate this person as a primary contact for files? When we release data reports, if you select yes here, the person who you have asked to share the files with will also receive emails. Finally, we have a set limit on the number of years that staff can have access to the files. Obviously staff come and go oftentimes at schools, and we want to make sure that we are making sure that people roll off of access who don't need it anymore. So let's say you select 2 years. 2 years from the day you submit this report, you will receive an email that says that this person is about to lose their access. At that time, you will be asked to fill out this form again. and if you choose to do so, then they will retain access for another year, another 2 years, or however long you want to grant them access. If they have since left the school, you can just not respond, and we will roll them off. But it's important to keep these permissions clean and make sure that if someone has moved on and is moving elsewhere in the district, that they don't still have access to the files in your school. Finally, if you want to designate a second person, you can click yes here, and it will take you to a second version of this form, and you can fill it out again for that person. So that's it for the Planning and Analysis Directory. If you have any questions about the reports contained in these files, or you have any questions about how these things work mechanically, please feel free to email projections@bostonpublicschools.org. If you are having trouble accessing these files, please reach out to D Holding, that's DHOLDING, at bostonpublicschools.org. And if you need to access the Google form to provide additional colleagues access to these files, you can find a link located in the information section below. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen, and hope to hear from you soon and work with you soon. Take care.